You're such a Karen.
Damn, Karens are getting mad lately, huh?
Dude,
Stop
Karen?
using the K word. Damn, dude. I love those posts. Those posts are so funny.
I've been oppressing a lot
woman
of Karens.
saying the K word is the new N word.
And by the way, I say a hard Karen.
Yeah, dude.
I say the K with the full K.
Yeah, it's not like a lowercase c when I say it. Full-blown K.
This is my problem, and I mean, I'm going to be very specific with white women because I feel like they started equating themselves as black men like a while ago, and they were like, guess what? The C word is as bad as the N word. And that's when white men were like, you got this. You guys take that and run with it. And now it's reached to like, guess what? It's, not only the C word, it's the K word. It's just like, what level can you tell someone to go fuck themselves? I mean...
Yeah, dude, I know. I remember one Christmas, I think it was 2 Christmases ago, I spent it with 3 of my very good friends who are white women. And one of them, and like people who I love and deeply respect. And one of them said not in passing, but in conversation, they were like, hey, can we just talk about something real quick? They said this funny thing. They were like, obviously, like, I get that white people are privileged, and I know that. So when I see people post about it, I don't say anything. But all these people railing against white women, it really actually does hurt my feelings. And I literally looked right at her and I said, oh, really?
Oh, damn.
Wow.
What's that like?
Oh, I would have no clue what it's like to have everyone railing against your demographic constantly and have to just swallow it.
Yeah, I don't even want to start. I mean, it's like, I don't want to feel bad for myself. Like I said, I feel pretty good about myself right now. Dave, as you could tell, through the video chat, you can see this. If you're watching our video chat, which we put up on YouTube, I'm draped in America's finery, the flag.
Yeah, man.
I'm protesting.
You are my Star-Spangled Banner. You know what I mean? Bruce Star-Spangled Banner. That's what we'll call you.
Bruce Banner. Don't make me mad, dude. I get American as fuck.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, you turn into like a massive, hulking, muscly, red, white, and blue thing.
Dude, Hulk strong, Army strong. That's all I know. Army strong, dude. Army?
An army of one. An army of fun. You know what I mean?
Got milk. An army strong.
If you drink milk, you too can become an American flag. You're drinking it has to be whole milk too, dude. None of this fucking skim shit.
None of this skim shit. We're going cum and ranch. That's what I put in my coffee.
That's what real milk is. Half cum, half ranch. Hey, thank you for listening to Y'all Ever. I'm Dave Ross.
Hi, I'm Hampton Yan.
And we're losing it a little, I think, because of how dumb. It's funny to there's the Karen thing, and then there's the protesters. Those are the 2 ways that people are being embarrassingly stupid on the internet right now.
Yeah, but you made a really good point that I guess everyone's talking about the protesters right now, but you made a good point that it's like, well, they're the only people outside right now. So totally. Of course it's news, but it's like, it's such a small fraction.
Yeah.
Really,
when I realized that, I felt way better. And I hope you listening can realize that with us. Like, it's so terrifying, the idea that there are protesters out there that seems like a big percentage of the population, but it's not. The news outlets are focusing on it because it's an interesting story. But that protest in Michigan was organized in a Facebook group. And then one of the Facebook groups was called Indiana for Freedom. Like, people were driving states over, like numerous states, to Michigan to be stupid in public on TV with other dumb people.
It's a big bell went off for everyone who's stupid, and people came out of the sewers, people came from across the states. Right. It was just it's like the Charlottesville thing with white supremacists from all across the country came to be pieces of shit. And it's just yeah, that's going to happen. It's like, if we're doing anything, there's going to be at least a small percentage of people who are completely batshit stupid, insane, counterintuitive, gonna fuck it up. But it's really important for the news to be like, by the way, this is like a fraction upon a fraction. This is like today we have 20 Karens. We've got 20 to 30 Karens here, ruining it, spitting on nurses and shit. It's just like, by the way, it's awesome that every nurse is showing up to these things, but to like counter protest.
Yes.
But I'm like, if you're gonna go in that outfit, you should look like a Mortal Kombat character, or like something
hell
tough.
Yeah, man.
Like dress up the nurse outfit even more.
Yeah.
Like,
yell, get over here. Like fucking really do it.
Get the fuck over here. Lick my face. Kiss me. Get over here. Kiss me. Over here. Love me.
That would be so funny. Nurses have shown up to counter protest the protest in Michigan, and it's just a nurse going, Toasty!
I guess that's a type of protest. It feels like all protesting is right now is just being outside and yelling.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, like, yeah, there's going to be a couple of fucking nuts
idiots
doing that. Yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah, they're just, I know, it just really, I will say, the way that I do agree that the media is awful is that they just, like you said, don't do a good job of expressing what's a minority and a majority opinion. It's like fear-mongering, and it might be accidental, but like truly, most people, I think, man, there's this great comic in Columbia, South Carolina named Wayne Couzens. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super funny. And he posted this thing today that was beautiful and so sad. And it literally was just him being like, I haven't seen my son in a month. And I really freak out if I don't get to see my son, obviously. And by the way, he also takes a moment to say, I'm divorced from his mother, but he and his mother and me, we all have a great relationship. So I see him all the time, but they're in danger of getting sick. So I'm quarantining. I don't go over there. And the whole thing was like, I can't see my son, and I want to, it's killing me, but I know it's the best for them and me and for everyone that I don't like put them in more danger. So I'm not. And he's just like, so if you don't think quarantining is real, is it real for me? Just stay home. And I do kind of want to say, it's funny. Every now and then I'll talk to someone who's like I have a friend who's like, new girlfriend is sneaking over to his house every day. And he's basically like, well, she's so lonely. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm lonely. We're all lonely, dude.
I was like, how fucked up would it have been if Wayne had just been like, I haven't seen my son in a month. I mean, he's in the other room. I can't.
I refuse.
Can't even look at that fucking kid, man.
Because he's a protester, and I hate him.
No, because him and his mother are divorced, and it's just it's me. He's a protester.
And it's bullshit, dude. It's fucking bullshit. And you know what? It's his fault that we got divorced, and I tell him that.
I'm protesting COVID right now, man. I tell you, if I get it, I'm protesting even harder. I'm gonna start marching while I've got it and dying and bleeding in the streets. I'm gonna be like, no.
What's funny is that there's some people it's not like, I think there are some comedians who think they're like really, really, really killing it right now by like talking about how it is. But the comedians that are doing it for me are the ones that completely are farting around with it. Like Chris Rock posted a video where he was like, tomorrow I'm going to catch COVID-19 and crush it.
Dude, like really, really early on, I just kept tweeting stuff like, you know what? Just like, I wish COVID-19 would shut the fuck up and make me a sandwich. Like other times, like, you know what, COVID-19, why don't you come over to my place and suck my dick?
I think coronavirus is bad. I don't like it. Man, yeah, exactly. Fuck.
No, that's what you're saying. It's like, we're all lonely. And it's like, dude, if a guy can't see his own kid, like, maybe don't nut every day.
Yeah, dude. Fucking.
Is it? Dude,
how
you don't
self-centered are you?
No, the government doesn't understand, dude. I get really horny. Like, it's crazy. It's like blue balls, dude. Did the government advise against blue balls? Did the government advise against blue balls yet?
Yeah, can Bernie take my blue balls away? Because then I'll vote for him.
It's like, if we save, 250,000 people from coronavirus, okay, let's just put that number aside. How many millions of people are going to get blue balls?
Honestly, at this point, I think the cure is worse than the disease. I mean, sure, we're all going to get coronavirus, but which one's worse, coronavirus or blue balls? I mean, have you ever been about to nut and then you didn't? It sucks. Dude. It sucks, and my balls hurt.
Yeah, if you didn't even take my job away, I would quit. That's how bad blue balls is. I'd stay home with blue balls.
I don't go into work if I have blue balls. Like, if I wake up if I wake up in the morning and my wife won't fuck me, I don't go to work. Are you kidding?
Sometimes it's not even that, I demand sex. It's that I'm in like a no nut November, as you may know. I participate in No Nut November every November. No nutting. And if I get blue balls, I got to go to the hospital. And I say, you got to do surgery. You have to jerk me off. Do surgery.
Yeah, and then that's not nutting because the doctor did it. Hampton, by the way, did you see... Can you see that I cut my hair? I cut my own hair.
God, dude. Are you joining the Marines?
I know.
Is Dave going off to war?
You know what? You know what I did? I was like, I bought some clippers online, which, by the way, did you know that Amazon keeps selling out of hair clippers and podcast mics?
Oh, no.
I know, dude.
Is it Joe Rogan? Like, he's got to keep bald? So he's just buying all of the he just wants to take the market away. Like, he's like a really thoughtful investor.
Watch the Joe Rogan Experience, and there's just so many mics in the room. He's just covered in mics.
He's just shaving his head. He'd grow a luscious mane every day. He's like Greek, dude.
I put all this hair in my sensory deprivation tank. Yeah, if I lay there amongst my own hair, I trip out, dude.
I can't believe it. Like, that's so funny, man. Of course.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I was like, I want, when my hair gets long on the sides, seriously, I just think I look like shit and it makes me feel bad. So I was like, I got to do this. It's making me feel gross. But I was like, I bought clippers. All I can do is cut the sides, and I'll just try to fade it up to the top. And then I'm like, I'm not going to cut the top at all. And what's funny is it really works, except in the back. In the back, it looks really bad, man. It looks really, it's awful out there.
It's impossible. It's impossible. There's no way to do the back. I mean, that's why we've developed societies. Is that so
someone can cut the back.
Sorry, not to get all Joe Rogan, but this is basically why we have society, is to trim up the back. That's why you have children. That's why you have neighbors and government. It's to trim. It's to get all the sides on the back.
Right. I mean,
you can't see it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I hate people and I don't want to be around them. So what other fucking purpose do they serve in my life aside from helping me nut and cutting the back?
Hey, now that you're done cutting the back,
can I nut?
Can you help me nut?
If you could square off my hairline and help me nut, that would be fucking tight. And I know you're a doctor.
Well, what about Chris? Can he shape it up?
He did. And so it looks way better than it did. I'm going to show you the back. Maybe you can tell. Can you see it?
No, I saw it. You posted on Instagram. It's not great. It's not great. It's really like, you're definitely a man. You've got like, it growing like Wolverine style down your back. It'll just go down your spine into your ass. And that's that's what toilet paper, honestly, we shouldn't be buying toilet paper. Again, not to get all Joe Rogan-y, but if we let the back hair go all the way down our spines, it's supposed to be a natural kind of toilet paper.
Oh,
because it goes all the way
that.
into your ass. Yeah. Well, you didn't know that.
Yeah, you fucking didn't.
Yeah, you had no fucking idea, dude. I mean,
you're stupid. Yeah, could you see on the video? Look, man, I'm just trying to drive traffic to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/y'all-ever. Oh, by the way, guys, check out our Patreon. We're putting out weekly Patreon bonus episodes. The audio episodes are for the $5 tier, video versions of that for $10 and up, and those have been super fucking fun.
Yeah, guys, keep saying during quarantine by having a lot of content.
Yeah, dude.
We're making it. We're squirting it out. We would love it if you would be a member. It's a fun podcast, you know? It's a fun community. Be a part of the whole thing.
We also both have other podcasts now, and both of those podcasts have bonus episodes on their Patreons. So, man, you guys could honestly listen to only us and never sleep if you want. And I think you should.
And of course, every month, every Patreon dollar is sent to Mitch McConnell to just give him money. We just give money to awful charities. No, guys, it helps us live. This is quite literally sustaining us. So, yeah, check out patreon.com/y'all-ever.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water there.
Sorry, I kind of was like, I wanted a sip of water.
Yeah, man, I cut my hair and it's just, I don't know. I'm like happy with how it turned out, but also I just think it's so, because like, fuck it.
That looks really good, actually, man. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I didn't really compliment it yet. I was more.
You didn't need to.
I was kind of taking it in, but you did a good job.
Thank you. No, I was actually.
It's a lot, dude. You shouldn't really just do that, you know, all of a sudden and surprise me.
To make well, I'm so hot, and so it's like overwhelming for you to see my haircut.
I tell you everything. I
do. Here's the thing. Like when I show people my haircut, they immediately get blue balls, you know, because it's not good enough for them to come right away, but it's like almost, you know. Fuck, man, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Mr. President, what are you doing about blue balls? Well, are you gonna keep trimming it?
I'm just gonna see how it goes. I wasn't fishing for compliments, though. I do appreciate it. I was more interested in shitting on how it looks in the back, because it is shockingly like a fucking, I don't know how it's so bad. It's like it's a minefield. It's weird, dude. There's like little empty patches. I don't know how I fucked up the back so bad. It's embarrassing.
Maybe you should go bald. I mean, just do it. Start over, Bruce Willis style.
Dude, I would look crazy with a shaved head.
I think you'd look good. I think you'd look okay. I think you'd look actually pretty good.
We on the video, we're blocking out my hair with our hands.
I actually have I have like kind of a needle head. Yeah, you know, like a head that comes to a point because I have mental problems. And so I just grow out my hair to make it look like I have a rounder head.
Oh.
I do. But it would look.
Wait, do you really?
Yeah, it would look. It's like there's like no real jaw, and then it comes to a point.
You have a cone head?
I have like a cone head.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't go bald. I have to grow out this luscious mane. Otherwise,
do you eat cats? Wait, that's Alf. No, coneheads, they eat something weird. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. Pussy. Bam, 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 bam.
Fuck yeah.
I remember they ate Subway. That was a big deal.
What? Damn.
There was a Subway tie-in for the movie.
Wow.
And there was a Subway tie-in for Happy Gilmore. So
was there?
Well, yeah, like it's in the movie. He remember he's like, I don't know, you know, he like loses at one point and he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna make some money, and he's like enjoying the Subway, and then his girlfriend's like, oh, you should do like a Subway ad. But it's like that's then authorized by Subway. Like of course. Like otherwise they would just make up some, you know, sandwich company. So they did it there, and then they did it in Subway. Sorry.
Oh wow! Can you believe that Subway advertised Subway?
Yeah, I mean, Subway the movie. They somehow there's like Subway in the Subway movie, dude.
You know, but Subway the movie is called Spotlight. Actually,
there's that
was a pedophilia joke. So.
It's sad when a company's like, just mention us. Just like,
oh yeah, no, it's product placement, and it's just so funny to work it into the plot of the movie. That's really weird when they do that. Like how in Demolition Man, Taco Bell was the only nice restaurant. I remember being a kid and seeing that and being like, oh, this is egregious.
No, we should go to Taco Bell. Get mad, or I'm gonna fucking end the future. in E.T., the Reese's Pieces. I mean,
oh yeah,
that's
totally.
what basically
Bullshit.
Saves his whole life is candy.
Man, I remember, I have this very, very clear memory of one day one day in college, I was alone in my house. I lived with 4 other guys, but I was alone, and I was very, very stoned, and I was watching TV, and a KFC ad came on, and it was one of those ads that nothing special happens. It's just like big rotating videos of close-ups of fried chicken, you know? And I was just stoned looking at it, and without even thinking, I grabbed my keys, I stood up, I got into my car, I drove to KFC, I got in the drive-thru, I ordered, and then when I was pulling up to the window to get my food from them, I was like, oh, fuck. The advertising worked.
I forgot my gun.
I didn't nut.
Stood up, I got my gun, I went to KFC. Yeah, that's literally happened to me too, where it's like, I want that. They actually say like guys, men especially, like really fall for that.
The pictures of food specifically?
No, like a new food item. If it's like, you gotta try the new thing, it's like, really? It's mostly guys who tend to be like, oh, I'm gonna get that.
Gee, we're such Cro-Magnons,
I think that's off of like one thing I read one time. So like, I can't totally say, but it feels right because I literally feel that way when I see an ad. I'm like, what, they put mushrooms on the burger now? Whoa, maybe I've been all wrong about Wendy's this whole time. I mean, I'm sure those mushrooms must come from like Tuscany or like some really great place. These aren't just like, I don't know, mushrooms from a can or some shit that you could do at home.
This isn't that surprising because I can't tell you how many times I've been with a group of dude friends and someone says something just wild. Like my favorite one is this, a dude, I've heard like 2 or 3 men say this in my life, and it is so crazy. Like, dude, after you're done having sex with a girl, you got to make sure that you keep the condom, because if you throw the condom away in her trash can, she'll try to get pregnant with the cum. And I've like, every time that's said, some dude around is like, totally.
I mean, that's real. Dave, that's real.
Okay.
I mean, that's why.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Hampton. Nice try.
So it's really not surprising that that men are like, mushrooms. Oh, yes. What? Wait, what? I believe it. Man.
I believe it. I believe bad things are good.
Neanderthals, just absolute Neanderthals.
Man, you're kind of losing your faith in people, Dave. I gotta say, I mean, is it the haircut? Have you gone evil Dave, where now you're like, I can't abide how dumb people are now. How smart? Let me ask you this.
Oh, here we go. No, ask it.
All right, pop quiz, hotshot. How fucking smart do you think the average person is?
I guess I did call a lot of people dumb this episode. Is that new? I don't know. Maybe
no, it's totally fine. I'm just.
Oh yeah. Well, it made me question myself. So thanks a lot, motherfucker.
So you say, all right, I'll go back. So you're saying
American flag, Hampton. You're a little bit of an American drag. Okay, nice shirt.
Nice shirt. Nice shirt, loser.
He's wearing a Suicide Buddy shirt, which is an old dead podcast that everybody hates.
Oh man, it's so funny, man. I almost want to read these on the podcast, but people keep leaving us really shitty iTunes reviews.
Really?
It's only like recently too. It's like really weird, and it's like, it's hysterical. Like,
really?
There'll be like 1-star reviews, which already you're like, well, I don't give a shit.
And what do they say?
Most are like, dude, I'm gonna bring them up real quick. Okay, I found them. Here's one recently, or it just says this podcast is, that's in the subject line, and then they took the time to write the note, terrible, and 1 star out of 5. So that's starting off pretty good. One was just like, fuck no, this is what like children sound like.
Wow.
Another one that's like, these guys are basically children. A lot of people like to basically say we're stupid. And I think that's valid. It does strike me as weird, like same as protesters protesting COVID-19. It's like, I guess you can take the time to write that we're stupid on our own iTunes page. But then this is why I thought it was so funny, you mentioning me wearing the t-shirt from Suicide Buddies. Somebody just wrote the subject line, I miss Suicide Buddies. Then gave us 1 star. And then wrote, the old format was better. Disappointed that they stopped.
Damn.
I'm like, do you think that's like, we like, oh shit, we should go back. Like, like damn.
Wow.
It's like, why? Ostensibly, they liked us at one point. It's like, dude, you can just stop listening.
Wow. Funny. I will say, man.
Guys, leave us good iTunes reviews to shut these cowards up. If you were a real bully, you'd drive to my house and beat me up. You'd find out where I live.
Wow, this is interesting.
I kind of was waiting one episode to just read a bunch of these to you, because at first initially I was definitely like, oh, fuck, like what did I do wrong? But then it's like,
right.
You kind of just realize, like when people are like, who invited 2 7-year-olds to have a podcast? It's like, all right, dude, do you smell your own farts and pass out? Like, what is your life?
Yeah, I mean, I will say, so I hadn't been looking at the page, so I hadn't seen any of this. So obviously you, this sort of sprung on me. And so my initial reaction, obviously, to hearing that there are a bunch of negative reviews hurts my feelings. But then I'm looking at it, and there are really only like 5 since we made the switch over. And then there are like even more positive reviews.
Totally.
And, dude, I don't know. That doesn't really make me feel that bad, because
no, of course,
people, for one, are allowed to not like a switch. And 2, we're never going to impress everybody. Also, here's another thing. When we made the switch, Starburns started promoting us. And when they promote us, people who don't know us are going to find us. And those are the people that are like, these fucking 7-year-olds, what even is this? They came here from like the fucking, I can't even think of what other podcasts, because they didn't, like, if they came from Dumb People Town, those people, what podcast were they listening to on Starburns where they're like, this isn't smart enough?
I'm here for the toothpaste ads, and these 2 clowns. Yeah, no, I know, it's so funny, and it's like, I'm more like baffled by people taking their time to write.
Sure, totally.
And of course, I'm the dumb idiot who reads it, but like, I don't know, man. It's like, I'm trying to touch back into like this question I'm asking, like, do you feel like people are just unforgivably dumb? Maybe we're just seeing how dumb people are day in, day out. I don't think people are as a rule dumb or vastly overwhelmingly dumb. All right, I'll maybe make it a little bit more specific, because I hear you. You're right. Not everyone, of course. I want to say like 25% to 30% of the population is like so dumb they are ruining everything for everyone.
Sure. Well, yeah. But I think it's honestly for each person, case by case and moment to moment. Like, okay, I think that a lot of the things that we interpret as dumb are people like either not thinking something through or getting really, really hurt and reacting. And in moments like that, you're not really thinking about what you're doing. And that's what's happening here, for example. Like, yeah, the action of leaving a review on our podcast that says, I miss Suicide Buddies, the old format was better, 1 star, is sort of like, so you're saying that you liked the show and then it changed, so you went out of your way to say fuck you? Like, that's like mean and dumb. But also, they liked the old show. It was important to them, and it hurt them that we changed. And they were like, "What the fuck?" And then in that moment, they did that. And that's like a microcosm of everything else. Because honestly, whatever, leaving a review on a podcast, whatever.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, it does always feel like dumb or smart. Everyone always has a justification for why they do something. Like, it's not just out of nowhere, it falls from the sky, but it's like, in the same way, people who are protesting COVID-19, I mean, initially, honestly, I took the position of like, this feels really weird to, you know, dunk on people who are protesting that they could lose their jobs in like a week. Like, literally, the unemployment skyrocketed to like 20 million people unemployed in like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Which is to say, any number more people are probably about to lose their jobs. So it's like, but then there are legitimately people being like, open up Baskin Robbins. Like, this is insane. Like, I need a waffle cone or I'm going to fucking shoot my children. Like, there are people like losing their minds. And, you know, they also, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's just such a section of the populace that's just like, you're dumb in the sense like you'll do counterintuitive stuff. It's like you have your logic, but you don't think things through.
Right. Totally. I do think, I mean, like we are in the era of people voting against their own interests is like the best example of that. I mean, everything that Bernie says, and not to like stand on a soapbox about that, but what's fun, even if you're not a big Bernie fan, like liberals' problem with Bernie is that they don't think he can win, or they think he's like rude or old or fucking a crank or something. But everyone says like, yeah, it would be nice if everyone went to college and we all had health insurance. And it's like, well then, what the fuck? But then there's people on the conservative side that are like, no, that's not gonna work. And it's like, but you're the one he's trying to help. And we just live in an era in general right now of people.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. It's funny how that's even on our own side. I mean, man, it's hard to be a fucking liberal right now.
Yeah.
Dude, man, it's like, it's watching people just so fuck up their own shit and shit their own bed. And it's just like, you know, I'll be there for you, but man, it's like being embarrassed of your own child. Like, God damn it. Like,
you know what's funny, man? I guess I just never look at our reviews. I hadn't before this. And there really are a few people that are mad, but there's also a shitload of people that love it. And thank you guys so much for writing. And that's so, I got really worried when you said it was a lot. I was like, oh, fuck, is it going to be like 30? It's like 4. It's like 4 shitty ones.
If that. And it's like, and they're funny too. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, that's totally. Why I was like, oh, dude, you got to hear these things. But like, thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to write us. And you know what? Let's tip those scales. Let's throw down some nice comments. Totally. Let's show these assholes who's boss.
Well, that is the thing. Most people only go out of their way to leave a review if they hated something.
No, you really I think I've made this point on Suicide Buddies for sure, but it's like, when I started doing anything that got like attention, like it was on TV or something, and therefore was then put on YouTube, it's like, I couldn't help myself, but I'm looking at the comments and people are just so fucking mean.
Well, you gotta not look at the comments, man.
Yeah, and if it's like 200 nice things and then one bad thing, I was the guy who would just be like, what did they say? And then like, oh, that was completely valid. And I would give it a lot of weight. And I think I had to just like go through that and really learn, oh, they're doing this to like all of my friends. That was a big eye opener. I was like, wait a second, like after months of hating myself, I was like, wait, who's like a friend of mine who like crushed on like a late night set and had like the most, you know, everyone could love it sort of set. And then you check their comments and still like, this person is Adolf Hitler and I wish they were dead. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, well then.
Well, I've told you, right, that I think I've said this on the show. I fucking, I was like looking for some Beethoven music and I found this video of a guy in the 60s, this like amazing pianist playing this Beethoven concerto in this beautiful fucking cathedral. And the first comment was, Beethoven was a bitch. It was just like... and,
does he mean the dog? I mean, he might have been defending... That's so funny.
Insane. I mean, it's just like...
Idiot. Beethoven sucks. Nice try, idiot. And that's the thing, is like, it's like I learned to not give a shit, but I also never stopped reading all of the comments until where it started to be funny to me.
Oh, I see.
Like I would post literally like on my own YouTube channel. People will like say stuff on like a video that's it's me, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm reading the comment. This isn't going anywhere else.
Right.
And they're like, I don't know who this guy is. What the fuck's that? I'm like, me, I'm reading. It's like you're going on my Facebook page. You're like, I don't know who this guy is and what's happening, but he sucks. I
posted this. Yeah.
If that's the expense of getting, I'll say it, 2,000 views.
Dude,
upwards of 2.
It's so funny. I reacted to it so differently. The first time I ever had not the first, but the first TV thing I did that got like a fuckload of views specifically on my set. I had done Drunk History, but there wasn't like a specific like Dave Ross clip up. Then I did This Is Not Happening, and the clip is just my set. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna read the comments. Maybe they're good. And then I get like 6 comments down, and there's a comment. This guy's like, I bet this fucking loser's reading all the comments. I'm like, nope. Now I don't read it.
Fucking Hitchcock zoom out. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. That takes a cake. Let's take a break and we'll...
Yeah, let's read some listener emails.
Yeah, thanks guys for writing us listener emails at y'alleveremail@gmail.com. These are basically the prompts that we give you every week. I'm not sure what the prompts we gave for this episode.
Well, we've given so many because the basic prompts are, y'all ever have trouble / do something different in quarantine? We're just really looking for like, how are you coping? How are you feeling? What's stressing you out? What's inflaming your mental health? And what's making your mental health better?
What's grinding your gears? You know, what's in your craw? Can we ask people what's in their craw specifically? Get it out of your craw.
We want to hear your stories of all that so we can share them with the world, but also so we can share our stories with you about it, because we're going through it too. And I think doing that just makes us all feel better. So yeah, y'all ever email@gmail.com.
I've got so much in my fucking craw right now.
Okay, Hampton, I'm sorry. I validate your joke about the craw.
I'm putting my flag back on, dude. I'm protesting that you didn't give the craw joke more. And now it's stuck in my craw, dude. Guys, subscribe to my Crawcast. Check out Dave's podcast. Dave has been doing a podcast. It's called Get Stupid. He has guests. It's much fun. It's awesome. Check it out.
Thanks, buddy.
Hype it up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's been great. An episode came out this week. I played this game with Lindsay Adams and Sam Wiles called What's It Called, where we come up with new names for Mount Rushmore. And yeah, it was real fucking stupid. It's pretty dumb. There's a lot of dumbness over on my podcast, Get Stupid.
Get Stupid.
Yeah.
And you can check out my podcast I do with my wife, Georgia Brooks. It's about your hometown stories. It's called Nice Bum, Where You're From. This episode this week was probably our best so far. Check it out. Aww. It's getting fucking great. All right, let's take a break. Y'all ever weird yourself out? What's up?
Oh, wow. Damn, dude.
Gina.
Holy shit. We're starting this one fucking flip, dude.
What was Martin Lawrence's radio station on the show Martin? He was a radio DJ.
Was he a radio DJ? I don't even remember that.
He'd always be like, "Hey, you're listening to like KP was up." Like it was with the W to make was up.
Was it KWZP? Was up?
Maybe. Shit, that'd be hysterical if it was like literally the fucking.
It might be. Thank you for listening to WAZA. Was up?
Maybe it's it. It was a brilliant show, ahead of its time.
I think it's fair to say. I mean, Martin was incredible. It was fucking so funny, dude. Those
it's pretty hard to watch now because you know that like he was a piece of shit apparently at the time.
Was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, even on just the low level, like he freaked out in public.
I remember that.
He had like some sort of like drug freak out. But then like apparently on set in the last season of Martin, him and the woman who played Gina, I can't remember her name, they would just fight. Like she couldn't be around him at all. So they shot the entire season with them never being in the room. They never were on set at the same time, and they would shoot like back and forth type of shit. And like, can you believe that shit? That's how bad it was. Because he would just make her life hell. He was like a fucking drug addict, like piece of shit.
That is fucking insane.
Yeah. It's a tragic end to a really good show.
Damn, that sucks too, because I just always thought so highly of him. I didn't realize, I knew he freaked out in public. Totally, no, I mean it. I just always thought he was so, well, his comedy's so good. And I guess I just had heard at some point that he was good to his people. It sucks to hear that I was wrong.
Natasha Leggero has a really crazy story about him that I think she's done like on stand-up.
Oh, really?
Like, that like at the Comedy Store, usually like comics bring each other up. It's just like each comic brings the other one up. There's no one to see.
No.
So like Martin Lawrence dropped in and then had to bring up Natasha. And then he did like an hour on stage. So already, doing his dumb shit. And then like, he's got to wrap up and he's like, who's next? And then she's like, Natasha. Like she says her own name. And he's like, I don't know your name, bitch. Like, just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like literally just says that to her. And like, she was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Like, this is how it's not like I'm fucking you up. Like, literally, that's my name.
Yeah.
You just asked. Like, literally, you just asked.
Wow.
So that was another notch. And like, there's a ton of bad stories about him.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Next thing, I'm going to find out Mark Curry was an asshole.
When they were hanging with Mr. Cooper, he would drag his nuts on all of the cast's face. He'd be hanging from the rim, but then he'd drag his nuts.
Oh, that's why it had that name. Yeah, because his balls hang low and they sway to and fro.
I'm sorry to ruin Martin Lawrence.
No, it's fine. I mean, he always was a bad boy.
For life. For life.
For life.
Apparently it's for life.
And he was the bad boys too. Oh, God. Let's read some emails. Otherwise, we're going to just like swallow our own tail completely.
Sorry. My boyfriend moved in during coronavirus.
Okay. Let's not shit on the people that emailed us.
That is the subject line of this email. And let me tell you, this was rightfully put in the solid gold category of our emails because I love the subject line right away. There's trouble. What a bad time to move in together. I'm sorry.
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't think that's the...
That's not the angle? Is for me to shit on people immediately? Hey, I'm just saying, I'm not living your life. Let me judge.
Dude, I guess you can judge whoever you want, but that's not... I don't think what she's saying is... Like, I think she's saying that it's hard, but I don't think she's saying, oh, my boyfriend, fuck,
Well, all right, let's see. I mean, let's...
To clarify, we are sort of like not telling you what we're talking about. We have a label in our Gmail called Solid Gold, and that's where we drop the emails we're going to read. And, but I do love, dude, that we're going to We should do it with every email. Okay, here's our next email. My boyfriend moved in during coronavirus.
Hey, that's helping me. Hey, this isn't Suicide Buddies. This is Y'all Ever. Y'all ever make fun of somebody for no good reason? I mean,
hi, David Hampton. Yeah, I like the show a lot. I'm an idiot.
At least you have a boyfriend. I've got a wife. I don't even get a boyfriend right now.
My wife moved in during coronavirus.
I'd love a boy.
My boy wife. My beard moved in.
They begin, hi, Dave and Hampton. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years, on and off, and we've never lived together, but he had to move out of his university-owned student housing because of coronavirus. And I have my own place, so he moved in with me. On top of that, I went to the doctor. On top of that. No, go on.
Oh, dude, it was good. I went to the doc dick. The doc dick.
Yeah,
this sounds good. Hey, doc dick.
On top of that, I went to the doctor for a stomach flu and got diagnosed with a liver problem, so I can't even drink. Triple exclamation point. We've hit the rising action of the email.
Yeah, dude, can't even drink.
Can't even drink. What will our hero do? Maybe get psoriasis of the liver?
Oh, no. So I've been taking pills.
I've just been punching the drywall, you know. She goes, so now I'm in a 1-bedroom trap house apartment with my boyfriend, and I can't drink my stress away. My new vice, which I would recommend to people, is that I take 2 San Pellegrino lemon sodas and I put them in a big-ass cup and then go drive my car to an empty lot and drink San Pellegrino in silence.
Damn. Okay.
I'm not going to say the name because I'm not sure if we can, but damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow, man.
I totally identify.
Everybody identifies. I totally get it. First of all, yes, it's funny. I wish, hey, please write us with a follow-up because I am curious. I'm having trouble talking about it because I don't know how you are with your boyfriend moving in. Obviously, it seems like you're good enough to want that to happen. And of course, no matter how happy you are as a couple, it's going to be stressful moving in for the first time. But I'm just curious specifically what you mean about the stress. But at least it is stressful enough for you to want to go be alone in a parking lot with sparkling water. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I think any functioning relationship has a normal level of stress. And
of course.
And of course, this quarantine is like you're being imprisoned with someone else.
You can't get away.
I hard identify with being like, I'm just gonna like pull over for like a minute and like just finish the song. You know, like there's been a lot more little mental vacations I keep taking. Like,
yes.
Let me just go a couple extra blocks before I get back.
This one's so funny to me though because it's very specifically like sparkling water. San Pellegrino lemon sodas are good, but they're like, one thing about them is that there's not that much flavor. They're like for adults that don't want to have that much sugar, you know? So it's just like a sparkling water and then you're sitting in silence alone. So it's just so funny. It's like, I would recommend my new vice is I've been going into the basement and I've been putting on a sleep mask and I just sit in the dark for hours.
My vice, it's ruining my family. I also know just how hard this must be right now to like be stopping drinking, you know, like if that really is like your vice, you know, like, you know, I think everyone's always like, I need a drink, you know, It's like the playful little cop out of like, I kind of need to numb out, but like
totally
the minute that's actually gone, it is a little bit like, oh wait, I'm not getting my medication. So It's like, I totally hear you.
Those sparkling waters too are like, I didn't mean to be a dick. It's just so funny how like when you have to quit drinking, which I've been a person who did, yeah, what you replace it with is so bland in comparison. It's just so funny, but but it also does work, and I don't mean to undercut it. Like if you have to quit drinking, a sparkling water really can do the trick. It really.
Have you tried prayer? I mean, I know like butt chugging vodka is like a type of high, but like praying to the Lord gets you there a little bit quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you could butt chug prayer,
put the Old Testament up your ass and see what happens.
There's no like, man, it's hard also with drinking is like there's very little like substitute. There really isn't.
Yeah.
Because drinking's actually like the more bottom shelf of the addictions. Like it's harder to get like pills and shit.
Right.
And it's like, damn.
It's also the most addictive one.
Yeah, it's like, am I going to go take an Advil? Like when there's no over the counter. I mean, shit. And plus you'll fuck up your liver, which is even worse.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you're just right, Hampton. It is. First of all, every relationship has stress, no matter what, even the most solid one. Secondly, even the most solid living situation, there's going to be stress because you're just in confined quarters and now you can't leave, and it's brand new living together, and then you can't drink. I mean, I fucking get it. That is so goddamn hard, especially since quitting drinking is so healthy, but you didn't make the choice. So it was out of nowhere. It's just this stressful shit you just have to do now.
Yeah, poor timing.
I was trying to, I don't know if I did it well, but I was trying to express just how, I don't know, I do it. I love peace and quiet, and that is very much like, I just go sit and stare off. And I also drink a lot of either non-flavored or lightly flavored sparkling soda. And
I get it. Getting paid off by Big San Pellegrino.
Yeah, totally. Oh. I also have a couple things I want to say about Subway in just a second. But it is just so funny to me that like, well, I can't drink, so what I do is this thing that basically amounts to just receiving no stimuli. My guess is in order to like breathe in the peace of the world, to like all you can do in a situation like this where like it's stressors that you can't manage and then your coping mechanism was taken away, was to go be devoid of those stimuli rather than like fucking, I don't know, doing something to escape them. I hope it continues to work. Also, I'll bet you long-term it'll be better, you know? Like, not drinking. I'll bet you that, like, it's probably good that all this happened and you're not drinking. It's probably good.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. You know, thank heaven for, like, small shit where it's like, yeah, you really have no idea how much worse this could be if you just were, like, off the rails getting drunker and drunker.
Dude, yeah. I got really fucked up 2 days ago, and I haven't really been drinking that much, but I just had a day where I was like, man, I just did a lot of work. I'm going to get a little drunk. And
I'm depressed.
Yeah. And I fucking accidentally drank like a whole 6-pack. I meant to just have 3, and I just like drank the whole thing. And then I smoked some weed, and I was like fucked up. And I had a bad hangover yesterday, and I was so depressed and anxious. And I was just like, oh my God, it would definitely have been better if I didn't do that. I have friends, when I talk to them, they're like, I can't deal, man. I'm drunk every day. It's the only thing I can do to cope.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think that's good, dude. I think you're worse off.
That's very true. And like, apparently like, it's funny. There's 2 things here that are like tied together. Basically, like Georgia was talking to a friend who was like, this honestly, like they were both like kind of exchanging like I'm thriving during this pandemic, like I don't know what it is. Like she likes to be like, honestly, I'm getting a ton of writing done. And then her friend is like, yeah. And like the roads are just open. Like I just drink and like drive and there's no problems now. Like,
What?
Like, literally.
Wait,
literally,
what?
literally. And then like literally that day I read an article that like apparently drunk driving statistics are just like going crazy high up. Like
No fucking
everybody's
way.
drunk and then everybody's driving and everybody's going to like, I'm just going to the market and stuff.
Damn. Oh
Just
shit. Well, also there's
typically.
no really Lyft and Uber. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people got around that way drunk all the time.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. There's just a percentage of people. So I think
Damn.
that's important to the person who just wrote us an email. It's like, I just want you to know, like, the world is definitely dealing with some sort of alcoholism issues right now.
Yeah. I
Like,
also do want to
if
say
you're plowing through with just San Pellegrinos, you're maybe doing better than like 98% of people. Like, think of it like you could get this information from your doctor and be like, fuck it. I'm
yeah.
gonna just drink my way through. You know,
Man,
what I mean?
that's another really good point.
gonna
A lot of
protest.
people do that. A lot of people react to getting a diagnosis by being like, fuck that. I
Yeah.
read like those people that were like, you know what? Coronavirus might kill me, but I'm fucking going to Cabo. Like,
Open up the
dude.
Baskin Robbins, dude. I'm protesting. You can tell me not to drink alcohol and it'll become formaldehyde in my stomach and kill me, but fuck
Yeah.
you, doc. Yeah.
No, I'm impressed. You are coping, and it is hard. I do want to say I hear you and I see you, and that is so fucking difficult. And but it, like, kudos to you. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, like you could just say, fuck all this. This is stressful for me. I'm gonna go get drunk in public with my friends and hang out and just throw caution to the wind. But the fact that you're still doing it, and then
Yeah.
finding new coping mechanisms is fucking, it's like impressive, man. That's good for you. I'm
Hopefully,
sorry.
I mean, hopefully you can take, solace in the fact that like if you have the strength and ability to write us and tell us that stuff, that maybe you're at least on the right path and like maybe you're doing better.
And I hope that you have the type of relationship with your boyfriend where you guys can talk and not because it's hard to not take things personally in a relationship. So when someone says something like, that you just moved in, it's hard to say like, hey, this is stressful for me, because the other person could hear it and be like, oh, you don't like me. But I hope that there's a way for you guys to talk and about that, and know that it's not about whether or not you like each other or about if you're mad. It's just the reality of life and being in a confined space always.
And if he doesn't like it, guess what? The door is there and coronavirus is out there. Because just remember, he moved in with you.
Have you seen Snowpiercer?
Just go out in the snow. Hey, if you don't like the train, maybe you should be out in the snow.
Yeah, I can put your arm out in the cold and see how you fucking like that. Huh? This is my house, motherfucker. Remember, it's your fucking house.
I am going to rewatch Snowpiercer very soon. I keep seeing it pop up, and I'm like, I need to watch that over.
It's super good.
It's a nice post-apocalyptic one that's like, it's like more fantasy. I mean, they're all on a train.
Totally.
The train talks. It's like a Thomas the Tank Engine. That's like, you're all eating bugs. You're all eating bugs inside of me.
Captain America's in it. It's another Captain America movie. You could, dude. We should create a version of that where the only difference is at the beginning it says it's called Captain America Winter Soldier, and see if people believe it. It's pretty funny. LOL, ROFL. We got actually a few emails from people this week. In the past few weeks about drinking specifically, and I want to read this next one. It's
by the way, sorry, sorry. Now I'm cutting you off. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I have been drinking a ton. Like,
have you?
I really just feel like I should say, like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
So you guys writing, like, I just understand what this is like. It's hard to deal with, like, for me, there's a sense of hopelessness, but like, I'm sure you're all going through individual different stresses, and like, just know that, I don't know, you're not alone. And like, everyone's kind of trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, totally. Well, fuck, man. I guess you're more of a drinker than me, and so I knew that, but I didn't know it was like more than ever. I don't know. I hope you take care of yourself.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's like I already right before all of it, I was like, man, I really gotta stop. and
Yeah,
then like,
really.
and then it was like, oh well, now all your futures canceled. I was like, cool,
Fuck it.
great.
Right.
I'm gonna deal with
Shit.
this. Great. Yeah, I think I had a hangover like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And it was bad, but I mean, like, I don't know. It definitely made me not want to drink all day. So
Yeah.
that kind of worked. I don't know.
Shit, man. Well, fuck. I hope.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just hope that you keep it under control. I don't want you to hurt yourself or like get sick or something, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean that's been the concern, but I mean, I think I don't know. I think it's gonna help the more we can all just talk about it and just get
Yeah.
it, just process these emotions and get through it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I do think the sense of community is like what's helping uh, us just get through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I know other people are going through it or what they're doing to help it, like,
Yeah.
it helps me.
Might I recommend drinking some Perrier in a parking lot?
Have you tried going to bed? Have you
I,
tried jacking off and going to bed?
I don't know, man. I think I'm with it with this Perrier alone shit. I
I
think you
was
try
I
it.
was talking with my mom today, and it did kind of help.
Oh, someone has a mom.
Every now and then I check in,
Mhm.
and I think we're having a conversation about like how to really focus on being in the moment, and like generally, honestly, through like just cleaning up and like gardening and like I don't know, just improving your situation.
Yeah.
Because yeah, just not trying to like chase being happy per se, but trying to be like, I didn't even notice, 5 hours went by,
Right.
sort of thing. Like
Right.
really zen
Distract
out.
yourself. Yeah.
Because yeah, this like even feeling happy about accomplishing something can sometimes kind of dip you back down of like, well, I'm also, not doing enough. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's better to just kind of like put your brain on hold for a while. Don't process what's in the past. Don't process what's, not in the future or about to be in the future. And just be like, I built a desk, like I cleaned my house. I
Right.
got rid of all of the fucking junk I had, all that shit.
Yeah. I think it's weird. It's like it's a thing where I think you have to both try to be safe and healthy and do things that make you feel good, both like now and long term. But then at the exact same time, I think that it's so stressful that you also have to cut yourself a never ending break. And like, yeah, like just do what you got to do to feel okay. And I think like what Hampton's saying is true, where sometimes that's just doing something that doesn't pull you too hard in one direction. Just like, you don't need to be insanely happy in quarantine. It probably isn't going to happen. We're all having a tough time. So relax, and it's okay to chill and just, yeah, do things to pass the time. And then naturally you'll end up having good times in that. I think that that's a smart thing to think. Just like whatever you need to feel at ease right now. It's because it's so hard to not be stressed. So fucking hard. This other email, I do think a lot of people are having issues with drinking lately, and so similarly, I hope that you all like manage your substance use as much as possible, because I don't want you to like get hurt or whatever. But also, if you dip out of that, like cut yourself a break, because this shit's hard. Though, I mean, I have one very good friend who's like, yeah, I get blackout drunk every night, and I'm like, fuck, dude, please chill. Do yourself, fuck. Drinking's a big thing. So we got a message, another email, and they say, oh, okay, I can say his name. Hey guys, Anton here, and yes, you can say my name. On October 8th, 2016 at 8:48 a.m., so that's almost 4 years ago, I decided to quit smoking. October 8th, 8:48 a.m. Wow, okay. Decided to quit smoking. I was waiting for the light to change next to the gas station on the corner of 10th and Union and decided not to turn in and buy a pack. So far, I haven't caved. Wow, good job. 1 month later, Trump was elected president, and the whole world needed a fucking cigarette. Then, on December 28th, 2019, the day after my 29th birthday, I woke up to the worst hangover of my life and decided it was time to stop drinking. I've always had a hard time drinking moderately and would frequently black out. I used to just be annoying, but the last couple of years I've been told that I was getting mean. Not physically, but it still worried me. It just wasn't fun anymore, and I didn't like the guy that drunk me was, so I stopped. Roughly a month later, a fucking pandemic broke out across the world and has put the entire countries in full lockdown. So shit, y'all ever feel like improving your own personal health and well-being caused the end of the world?
Yeah. Guy, do not quit any more things or you'll kill us all.
Totally.
He's
What's
like,
next, motherfucker?
He stops jacking off and like nukes go off. Well, I've decided to stop pleasuring myself.
Yeah, I quit carbs and Kim Jong-un was elected president of the United States.
There's not always a correlation, man. Sometimes there's just, circumstantial timing. It's just
really is a coincidence. It just is. P.S., and this might just be my own incompetence, but do you guys have the email written down anywhere? I checked the Twitter, Facebook, Patreon page, and the written info on my podcast app, and I didn't see it. I know you guys say it every episode, but I'm the kind of person who needs to read off my debit card even though I have it memorized. I skipped through an old episode until I heard Dave mention it. Oh, well, that's actually a good note. Thanks, dude. We will put the email written in the description of the podcast, so it's easier for people. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, we should have gone back and
we don't have a website. Fuck,
yeah,
dude.
I like learning. I like learning things and being
don't.
smarter.
Don't. Yeah, man. Fuck. Well,
I kind of feel like it's some sort of like destiny type of shit where it's like, because like I think there's almost a feeling with alcoholics. I'm not saying this guy's necessarily an alcoholic, but I'll just say with alcoholics, like, it's like you're building up this drama in your head of like why you're such a bad person. And you need to like self-punish and like how you've let everyone down. And it's like, yeah, I could totally see being like, I quit drinking. You know what happened? A month later, I was sober. And Trump was president. But it's it's like there's probably a ton of really good stuff that maybe, you're not acknowledging in that. It's possible, right?
Wow, I love that. That switch in perspective. That's true. Because like good things have also happened. It's so funny. I don't know what to say, man. I quit smoking, and then 2 weeks later, Infinity War came out. I don't know. Might be me.
What did I say? Trump was president, but also Hillary wasn't president. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. I don't know. There's been good stuff. I assure you there has. If you've actually been sobering up from those things, especially like smoking, like I guarantee you your health is, gotten better.
I also want to say this, Anton, I don't know if you noticed, but not long after you quit drinking, Suicide Buddies became Y'all Ever.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe you fucking did that, dude. I've been the one leaving the iTunes reviews. It's all accounts that I made. It was like, I don't know why we made the fucking switch.
You know what the problem is? You're negative. You don't think about all the positive things you could be associating with all you quitting. Like you stop jacking off and then you see like a butterfly land on a child's head. And then you're like, I did that.
That's a no-fap thing.
Did that.
Yeah. Butterflies only come out of their cocoon when someone quits fapping.
Yeah, that's probably because I quit fapping. That's probably why there's so many butterflies out during the spring, is because I stopped beating off so much. And I started respecting women better.
Yeah.
Started treating my relationship better.
I just want to say, yeah, Anton, I do think it's your fault. I really do think it's on you.
Yeah. Sorry, I hope you're laughing with us, Anton.
Oh, no.
And it would be hysterical for us to dump on you right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for some reason, I like, as much as I get so insecure about like on our podcast about coming off weird, I just want to be sensitive because it's a mental health show. For some reason, in this, I was 100% like, Anton will know that I'm kidding, and I don't know why. But for some reason, I get from your email, Anton, I get the impression that you know that I don't think that you ended the world. But I do want to say that I think you ended the world, and that it's
I do want to say that. I want that. I do want that at least on record.
To be clear, that it is Anton's fault. Coronavirus is Anton's fault.
Honestly, Anton should probably maybe want to forward that other person's email to them, Anton, because Anton might have good advice. It sounds like he's always put himself right in the position to lose the sobriety. Anytime the thing happens. And even if they fucked up, maybe they have tips, like stuff to look out for, you know, when you're going to quit and then you're going to be put in like a really bad position. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what you could do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny. Okay. Taking the joking aside, I should say, yeah, Anton, I think it's very clear. Like, I know that you were mostly joking, and I can tell from the language in your email that you know this isn't your fault, but also, if you listen to this podcast, you probably have an anxiety disorder like me, and I wonder a lot if I am at fault for things I didn't do. And you're not, man. You didn't do it. I think it's clear, but we should just say that. But also, yeah, like, kudos to quitting smoking and quitting drinking just in general. Both of those are so fucking hard. And something that we should say, like, I've gotten in the habit now, like, I learned early in my life that if I am in a breakup and I'm drinking, it's bad. I get so sad. I cry constantly. I'm prone to calling the person I broke up with, and they're like, look, we're broken up. Let's not talk. It's very sad for me. I have done a lot of things like that. Oh man, there was one breakup, the one that made me realize this, where her new dude I knew, and then he was an alcoholic, and then we were screaming at each other on the phone all the time, drunk. And so, like, I learned in a breakup to fucking just not drink. And ever since then, I just immediately, there's these things I do. I, like, cut off contact. I, like, mute them on social media so I don't see them. I don't drink. I try to exercise. And I will say, like, in a stressful situation, that is a helpful choice. And I understand you if you got to drink, and I don't fault you. But I hope that you go down this path that Anton seemingly accidentally in quarantine did, because it is great for you. It does come out better.
Yeah, you're definitely going to regret less. I think that the breakup's a really good one, because it's like the odds of you doing something embarrassing are like 1,000-fold increased with the breakup. It's like there's very few things you can do that's going to like save the relationship, and you being drunk, definitely not gonna do that. That's not. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, like, it doesn't help.
That's shooting yourself in the foot, like right from the gate. It's like, well, that's. I mean, that's just dealing with the pain.
Yeah, I want to say, if anything, okay, I don't think that you caused this, Anton, but it does seem like you are clairvoyant.
Yeah, I do kind of. I'm not saying you're responsible, but I do kind of want to like follow your drinking so I know what will happen.
Totally, like,
if that makes sense.
Could you just do us a big favor, and the moment you decide to quit the next thing, tell us so we can like get ready?
Oh man! Oh shit! He stopped staying up past 11 p.m. Oh shit! There's probably another 9/11 about to happen. Let's call Homeland Security. This guy.
And also, down the same line of thinking, if you don't quit anything around November this year, I'm pretty sure that means that Bernie will be president. You know what I mean?
He's still got a shot, dude.
Dude, we'll all write him in. Everyone will write him in. Give me a break.
I'm writing in Grand Theft Auto 5 for president. And hopefully the entire country rallies behind me and says that Grand Theft Auto 5 is the only thing we should be paying attention to. Because I'm playing it, so I think that other people would enjoy it.
All right, I think that's the episode.
That's it.
Thanks so much, Hampton. That was fucking great. You know what? I would love to hear, especially since we talked so much about drinking and substance abuse and coping. I'm like, I want to hear about that. Y'all ever cope?
Y'all cope?
Y'all cope?
Y'all ever coping?
Y'all coping with coronavirus? How y'all coping? Hey, who out here's coping? Y'all ever cope weird?
Somebody wrote us about that because we mentioned American Tail on the podcast. Somebody wrote us an email for y'all ever watch Don Bluth films in a depressive binge? So that's a coping mechanism.
Oh yeah,
they relate to our American Tail love, and we'll talk about that on the Patreon.
Yeah, we're gonna do a big thing about American Tail and Don Bluth films in general as our bonus episode this week at patreon.com/y'allever. We hope to see you there. And I mean, we say this every week, but it's true. We have the best fans on earth. We love you guys so much. Thanks for your support in this. I hope you feel supported by us.
Protest the podcast. Tell us we're great. Protest authority and tell them the podcast is great.
Also, I'm so it's so cool. You know, we made a big switch with this podcast, and we talked about the reviews earlier. Obviously, a handful of people are not gonna go along with that switch, and that's fine. That's how it goes. But I'm really touched by how many people followed us and really like it and are just here to share stories with us and hear us talk and
boo, I want more. I expect more. Boo. I don't care.
I just appreciate it and I love you guys. Thank you.
All right. Well, see you next week, guys.
Glad you're alive.
Glad you're alive.